One of the oldest societies in the world now struggling to stay young. Japan's fertility rate falling to a record low in 2025, according to new government data, dropping for the 10th year in a row. With about 670,000 new babies last year, compared to 1.5 million deaths. The country's population isn't replacing itself. The Prime Minister saying recently the crisis is her top priority.
We recognize that Japan's biggest problem is population decline.
Some researchers warning that if things don't change, its population could be cut in half by the end of the century. Japan's rapid aging is profoundly changing its economy and society. The market for adult diapers now bigger than for baby diapers, multiple companies told Reuters 2 years ago. Many seniors live alone and struggle to access full-time care. Thousands end up in jail. In 2024, those over 65 made up more than 30% of all female inmates. The majority of them caught for petty theft, according to government statistics. This trend, bubbling for decades in Japan, may be a sign of things to come around the world. Almost all countries in Europe and much of South America now have fertility rates too low to keep their populations steady. Even China seeing a years-long population decline. All getting the attention of the world's richest man, Elon Musk, part of a growing pro-natalist movement.
I think for most countries, they should view the birth rate as the single biggest problem they need to solve.
The U.S. fertility rate also falling to an all-time low in 2025, with less than half of adults under 30 saying having children is important to them. Jaded for a host of reasons, including concerns about the environment, something we've covered.
We're not sure that we're going to have kids because we don't want to bring our kids into a world like this.
It's part of why the Trump administration is making a big push for Americans to have more children.
I want more babies in the United States of America.
Planning to give money directly to newborns in so-called Trump accounts, launching next month. But experts have told us, as we've covered this trend, that economic incentives don't always move the needle.
Nobody dislikes getting money, but it's not usually enough to kind of budge people to have kids when they wouldn't otherwise have them.
Japan has tried implementing similar solutions, to no avail. The government there saying it only has a few years before its declining birth rate becomes unstoppable. A troubling forecast that could have ripple effects across the globe.
Raf is joining us now. And Raf, there's a nexus to immigration policy in Japan on this too, right?
Yeah, exactly, Hallie. So that interesting study from The Lancet, which projected that Japan's population was going to fall by half by the year 2100, actually predicts that the U.S. population is going to stay relatively stable, about 330 million people at the end of the century. And the reason for that is even though the American birth rate is falling, you have more people coming in from overseas. Now, Japan is starting to allow more immigrants in. They're conscious they need more people to try to combat this demographic crisis. But it's still really difficult to become a citizen in Japan, to settle there long term. And we are already starting to see a pretty fierce anti-immigration backlash in Japanese politics. So we will see whether or not the government keeps those policies in place, even though the population is shrinking. Hallie?
Super interesting. Raf Sanchez, thank you for bringing us that story tonight. Good to see you.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.